In this video, I will be doing part 2 in the Clash for the Throne tournament here on Total Battle. Part 1 was all about prep for battle. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend you watch that before you watch this video. Okay, so now we're ready to attack other players. One thing I didn't say about in the prep for battle is before the tournament begins, it's a good idea to scout your kingdom and make note of any players who are within your might level, just so you can literally click, find them, just like this guy here, and see what they're working with. This player is 160 kilometers away, so they're not that far away at all. Therefore, I can send a scout, but the scout will come from my city. And I don't really want to do that because you do want to use portals. So if I open up a portal here, now it is open, click on the city, send proscope with a dragon, 300 scouts, and start march. So away he goes, does his thing, we'll speed him up. You have to be quick. Just in case someone decides to attack my portal, I can close it really quickly. The good news is once we get the information back from proscope, given that he survives, we will know what we're up against. Okay, so we've scouted the city. We were victorious, which is great. We can see that inside there isn't much to gain. There's no army. They've got no fighting troops. It's just city walls. It's just not worth my time. I just also want to say to any subscribers or any viewers, if I've attacked you during this video, it's nothing personal. I'm sorry, not sorry. I've got to play the game. Okay, so we have this guy here, level 42, but his city's on fire. So it means he's already been burned. And look at that score. I don't know if it's worth me trying. What you must know is that you can attack players that are greater than you or bigger than you. However, they also then have the right to attack you back. And sometimes you don't really want that. It's going to cost you a lot of silver to revive. So yeah, definitely choose your enemy wisely. I'm just going to quickly have a little look around here, see if there's a player. It's a level 29. Let's see what they're working with. 15 million might score. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, cool. So let's scout that city and see what he's working with. Proscope, you're up. Start march. As you can see, all he has in there are monsters. The resources are not even worth gaining, so it is not really worth my time. Now I'm going to close my portal because it has been there for a considerable amount of time. And what I'm going to do now is quickly scout the map and see if anybody I can find, and then I'll press record and show you how the attack went down. Okay, so I have found an enemy. Their might score is about 10 million stronger than me. However, their hero score is not too high, and they are not using advanced hero. They are using a basic hero, so I think it's a good shout to see what they're working with. So what I'm going to do is quickly set up a portal here, and we should get the report back from proscope. Okay, proscope's done the deed, and this guy has got an army. Good, he's got all fighting troops, happy days, guardsman level 4, I see. Oh, he's got guardsman level 5, he does have battle griffins, and he's got mercs. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. So what does this mean? This means what I want to do is send everything. I'm not trying to figure it all out and work out whether or not who I should send, who I should not send. I'm sending everything while my portal is there. So we are going to attack, select all, everything is highlighted. I'm not even overthinking it. Start the march. Now, what normally happens is if a player knows they're going to be attacked, they will start to evacuate their city as to try and minimize the points that I gain from winning the fight. That's sometimes what some players do. And you can see the fort isn't too far away from his city, but he hasn't seen this coming. And that means I will do the attack, and then we will see how it goes. His city will start probably burning if I win, which it has. But now we can check the battle report from what we got. And we can see right here that we gained 6.62 million conquest points. We also got some food for our efforts, gained some experience, got some gold ingots, and we were victorious. We absolutely destroyed his army, and happy days. That is that. Now what we want to do is quickly close the portal because we don't want to run the risk of anyone attacking us. And that is how you want to go about attacking another player. Now, we did get some casualties, so we do need to see who needs reviving. Our scouts need reviving because of proscope's efforts. Our mercs need reviving as well, which we do not have any sacred potion available to revive those. So we will need to use gold, which is absolutely fine. Now, do I want to revive my monster? I could. However, I do have enough dragon coins to get their monsters back, so I'm not going to do that. Also, my guardsman level 5. I'm not going to use gold. I'm just going to rebuild those and we're all set. Okay, so I've revived my troops and my entire army are good to go. Another thing I wanted to say as well is that for players who want to do Clash of the Throne, when you do unlock a very important material that you need to get the Emperor's Wrath equipment, which is my favorite equipment because it grants army strength and army health. But you do need this vital bit of material here. You can have all the other materials ready, like I do here. If you don't get that last bit of material, you can't obviously craft it. That's another bonus as to why players would do Clash for the Throne. So let's move on to my next target. Now, before I attacked this player here, and again, it was nothing personal. He just happened to be in the right criteria for me. But if you look closely, I don't know if you noticed, just along the map here, there is another player with a capital level 25. When clicking on it, they have 15 million might, score 62. So you know the drill. Okay, ProScope didn't make it. Something happened. That means to me there's an army in there. I don't know what is in there, but it just means there's an army in there. And I'm going for it. And that is the beauty of this game. I love it. When it comes to this game, this is probably one of the most fun parts, especially when you win. Everyone wants to win. Let's not pretend. It's the nature of the beast. Now, in the art of war, always expect a response. That is something to be expected. So even though right now I'm currently 37th in the ranking and I'm doing really well, this has happened before. Some players bide their time. They're very patient. They wait for their opportune moment, as Jack Sparrow would say. Then they come back, sometimes twice as strong. I'm going to close that portal. Let's take a look at the battle report. We obviously won. Let's see what we was up against. And there we have it. The troops that were waiting for me, obviously we knew the captains that were there and the hero, didn't know the level of the dragon, but now we can see they had level 2s, 3s and 4s. They were stacking. They had specialists, they had monsters, and they had 1,082 mercs. Good battle. Good battle. We're happy with that. Scouting the map, we'll find this clan here. When I zoom in, you can see that there are literally 4 cities with the level capital that are attractive to me. However, this player here, Dida, I have actually scouted in the past. Although victorious, when we check the report, you can see there was nothing in the city. If he's done that, chances are these have done that as well. So what I'm going to do is send ProScope in what appears to be the least strong, Mr. Bert Simpson here. Nothing personal, mate. Then I'm going to follow it up with this guy, Wojek, who is above me in might score. However, it's still worth a scout. And then after that, I'm going to scout this Master Chief. So the first thing I need to do is obviously place my portal. And because their clan territory is absolutely massive, I've got to be very careful of how I do this. To place it here runs the risk of it being closed by these guys, to be attacking someone else, but then being flanked by someone else. So I don't really want to be doing that. If I place it over here, but it still runs the risk of being attacked. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to run the risk of having it here. Open portal. And we're going to take a look. We've got to take a look. How did we get on? Defeat. Okay, so that means to me that there's an army in there. 100%. There's got to be. As we can see, he's not got fighting. He's got reinforcements. Yeah, you can see that. He's got reinforcements. Who is this player? Master Chief. Okay, so what this looks like is that this Master Chief, this guy, level 154,904, he is in Bert Simpson's camp. And that means I've got to quickly revive ProScope and my scouts. And I'm actually going to scout Master Chief. Right, so this Master Chief, I believe that's his alt account. Yeah, that's his alt account, 100%. It's right next to it, and it's on the sand, so it's got to be mining silver. That's 100% what that is. We will see from ProScope's report. 7 minutes. Oh, it's because it's Alrick. Very clever. Very, very clever. Let's see if he notices. Now, obviously, my portal is open, so the only thing to really do right now is close it. I'm not going to run the risk. So he knows that I've come from there, but he doesn't know where I am. Now I'm going to wait 6.5 minutes for ProScope to do his thing. When ProScope gets close, I will open a portal in another position so that ProScope can get there just as quick. Or I might just allow ProScope to come back to the city. Either way, I'll get back to you in 6 minutes. So while we wait for ProScope to complete his scout, it's obvious now to see that even if Ulrich is not in his city, it seems that his feature still works. Looking at the scout report, I don't know if it's because we were defeated. It can confirm that Ulrich is in there. However, it says defending scouts. Ulrich is in there. So that means Master Chief, which is the player I'm currently scouting, even though his Ulrich is not in his city is still protected by Ulrich's feature. That's something for players to note the additional benefit of having Alrick. And if you haven't seen the video of best hero to use, I suppose now you understand the benefit of having Alrick. This notification has popped up in the Conqueror's Revival. You can use Gold and Sacred Potion to revive your troops that were killed during an attack on another player and receive tournament points. As we go further down the personal goals, this is where you see what I mentioned before, the material that you can craft in the Forge, the Emperor's Wrath. So it isn't that you just take part in the Clash for the Throne tournament, you actually need to get it from the Conqueror's Revival. So you must revive troops and earn enough points to unlock it. Okay, so as ProScope draws near, the last thing I want to do is put a portal back where he started because the player will be expecting that. So instead, I'm going to place it further up the map here. If he did think he's going to go back the way he came or he's going to follow me to a city, I'm leading him in another direction to another portal. ProScope, 7.5 minutes still. That is unbelievable. What I'm going to do is go to my city and I'm actually going to send my troops into the fort just in case he decides to attack my city through that portal. And this is all part of the tactical play. Imagine if I didn't use the portal. Players would say, close the portal. The portal, though, is closer than my city is. Having to march back to my city, not only do I lead them back to where my city is, it will take him longer to get there. So yes, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. Yes, I should have seen that it was Alrick before I started, but I also wanted to confirm that the player who is reinforcing Bert Simpson's city, and I want to know what is inside his city. And because I'm victorious, we will now find out. Like I predicted, absolutely nothing other than some mercs and Tengal. From my understanding, if he's got Tengal, he's obviously doing the merc hunt. Tengal obviously being the fastest captain in the game, furthest march speed, and he wants to get there as quickly as possible. Okay, so we know Bert Simpson is being reinforced by this Alrick guy in his city, and the only information we have is he's got Beowulf as a captain and Dustan. So I believe he's actually set that up as a trap. Players do that, and that's part of the game. It's definitely his alt account. He's definitely reinforced it, knowing that someone somewhere is going to attack it. He's going to get the advantage. Look at Beowulf's stats. Look at that. Health of entire army plus 208%. Strength of entire army 208%. That is insane. Equipment bonus as well. Army health, army strength. Army health against other players. Guardsman's health against other players. Yeah, he's definitely doing his due diligence here. Let's take a quick look at his equipment. Yeah, look, army strength. And he's using the Emperor's Wrath equipment. Army strength. Yeah, this player's not stupid. He's definitely knows what he's doing. And that means, according to the art of war, know your enemy and know when to attack. This is not that time. But that's why we do the scouting. That's why we do the work. And I hope this has helped a lot of players understand this. And yeah, just learn from me. Okay, now ProScope has made it. So what I want to do is close this portal really quick. As you can also see, this Dida that we tried to scout earlier is off to do something. Oh, he's just attacking a common monster squad, which means he must have troops in there for him to do that. Now, obviously, he's going to attack this monster squad, and I'm just going to watch him for a little bit just to see if he defeats the monster squad. So a level 20 common inferno, and he attacked it with A-Day. So he obviously won that battle, which means he would have lost troops during that battle. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of time to revive his troops. And I'm definitely going for him. 100%. I mean, if he was any smarter, he would have seen that an enemy just literally scouted or attacked Master Chief, and he should have seen that. So for him to attack that monster squad now, that wasn't very smart. Now, obviously, he is active. So if I am to attack him, the chances are he's going to send his troops to the nearest clan fort. That is very interesting. So when did we actually scout him? Dida. Today at 13:49. That was 4 hours ago. And from the report, he had monsters and there was only straw. But I've literally just seen him go and attack with A-Day. I've got to get him. It'd be silly not to. Watch this. He's either going to scarper or he's going to stand his ground and fight. I know you've got A-Day in there. He's probably going to change his captains round. He's probably going to do something. He's got to do something. We're going to find out what he does. He's got 30 seconds left to retaliate. He's probably panicking right now. This is nothing personal, mate. It's just what it is. Okay, yeah, city's on fire. Let's take a look. How do we get on? Is my prediction right? Of course. Look, fully trooped up. A-Day, Straw, Carter. I'm really sorry, mate. 4.41 million. It's just how it's done. That's how it's done. It's the nature of the beast. Don't get me wrong. I'm still an intermediate player. There are much more experienced players, as we can see here with this Master Chief. We've done a little bit of due diligence and checked him out. There's always more to learn. And I no doubt that players watching this right now will have something to say. And if you do, and it's constructive, put it in the comments. We'll be open to receive it and learn. That's the only way that you get better at this game, is to learn. Like I said before in part 1, Theory is one thing, but application is another thing. I could not explain to you in theory what just happened. You had to see it. The only way for you to get better is to play it. Okay, welcome back. It is now day 2 of Clash of the Throne. A lot has happened since I last recorded. I had to log off, give myself a break. Before I did log off, I did do a few more attacks. It is not personal, guys. So if you are subscribing to this channel and I attacked you, it was nothing personal. It's just Clash of the Throne. However, I did receive a slap on the wrist and I actually have received a warning as well. There are some rules of engagement I overlooked or I didn't fully understand. The thing about I didn't fully understand is the use of reinforcements. Apparently, you cannot use reinforcements during the Clash of the Thrones in this kingdom because of the rules of engagement. They are classed as a clan march. And sometimes we make mistakes. So as players, we have to accept that we make mistakes. Compensation will be paid because that is the power of diplomacy, the agreement between players, the rules of engagement, and how we can actually talk to one another and self-govern, which is something I actually admire about Total Battle. We are a self-governing platform of strategy war. However, it is war. And I have said this in previous videos when mentioning to new players about how to avoid disappointment when playing this game. You win some, you lose some. There's nothing that can't be resolved. However, if you are going to throw the book at someone, the rule book, then you must also abide by the rules. It can't be as and when you want. Therefore, one of the players I attacked, he got the hump, and it was actually Wojek. This is a tip for players as well who do attack other players. Always save your battle reports just in case something goes down or you receive a message like I have from their superior or their leader or even them themselves. He basically just said, what's going on? Why are you doing this? And I was just like, is what it is, bro. And he goes, yeah, but I want compensation. And I said, okay, if you want compensation, why did you fight me back? Why did you retaliate? In our rules of engagement in Kingdom 156, you have a choice. You can choose to retaliate or you can settle it with diplomacy. You message, you get the compensation. Because he has attacked me back twice, by the way, he is now forfeited his right to claim compensation. That is a lesson learned for anybody watching this video. And it's something to be expected as well. Clash for the Throne is always one of those tournaments that breeds a more intricate way of playing this game. Politics and rules of engagement also need to be very clear. But as anything, the more things get done, when mistakes get made, that is when things get put in place as to try and avoid the same mistake happening again. So if anything, I've played my part, he's played his part, and we're all playing our part, and we're all going to grow better for it anyway. I've learned, he's learned, we're all learning, and that's the beauty of it. Also, I did manage to unlock the chest for Emperor's Wrath. As you can see, I actually now have the materials to craft an Emperor's Wrath equipment, and I got 2 of them. Now, if I continue to play Clash for the Throne, the Conqueror's Revival has reset, and you still have the option to get 2 more. I hope this video has been very interesting for you. If anybody has anything to contribute or you have any tips or tactics that can help the community for us here on the YouTube, then please do add. I really hope that that's answered the question from the part 1 video that player asked, how do I go about attacking other players? Theory is one thing, but application is another. And the only way you get better is to make mistakes. Hands up, I make mistakes. We all do. That's part of growth and it's part of life. I'm now most likely going to have to deal with the politics side of this game, which I always try to avoid. However, it's something that cannot be avoided when it's on your doorstep. You must deal with it. You must face it. So that is what I'm going to be getting up to for the next bit of time. YouTube are most likely going to recommend a video from this channel that you should definitely watch. Thanks for watching this one, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.